You're listening to Josh on Classic Hits 92.5 KVPI, and joining us this morning is actor, entrepreneur, and activist Anson Williams. You may know him as Potty from the hit TV series Happy Days. Anson, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Let's start off with your memoir, Singing to a Bulldog. Where does the title of the book come from? What is the meaning behind it?
Well, I guess Happy Days, I guess, was the inspiration for the term jump the shark. And basically, it didn't really happen to Happy Days, but interpreting it, it means it's when something's hit the top and you're on your way down. Well, Singing to a Bulldog is on your way up, and it was an unusual moment that created that inspired that title. We weren't paid like stars of today, nowhere near that kind of money, and I've always been one to see what I have, not what I don't have. Like, what opportunity, instead of complaining, what opportunity is in front of me? And when Happy Days started, the Partridge Family had just ended, and David Cassidy had done so much better off the show singing. And it was the last year of the Partridge Family, and they were, of the Brady Bunch, and they were traveling all over the world as a singing group, and were doing much better off the show than on the show. So, having been in music, I thought to myself, if I can convince Gary Marshall to put a band on Happy Days, maybe I could get a record contract and then start getting booked for concerts and actually, improve my monetary situation.
Right.
So one morning very early, I found Gary, and I asked if I could speak with him, and he said, "I'm busy. Later." I go, "It'll only take a minute." He said, "Okay, you got a minute. Walk with me. Walk with me." You know how Gary talks. Walk with me. Walk with me. So I have 60 seconds to do an elevator pitch and change my life. So I started in. I said, "Gary, you got girls on the show. You got cars on the show. You need music. You need a band in Arnold." And he stops me. He says, "A band." I go, "Yeah, a band." He goes, "What would you do?" I sing. "You sing?" "I sing." "Are you good?" "I'm okay." "A band." He said, "I used to be a drummer." "Yeah, I like that." "Ralphie could be in it. Richie could." "Yeah, I like that." He said, "There's a show coming up, a fraternity show. I think I can fit the band in. Go talk to Bobby and pick a song." And he starts walking away. I think to myself, this is it. I just changed my life. I'm going to sing on national television. I'm picking my own song. I couldn't have been happier. Then I hear in the distance, "But you're singing to a bulldog." I go, "Excuse me? You're singing to a bulldog." He said, "I don't have time to listen to you. I believe you're a good singer if you say so. But this way, if you're a good singer, if you're a bad singer, I get laughs. You're singing to a bulldog." There I was, the first time singing on national television, singing to a bulldog. I'm all shook up. But he liked it, and I started singing about every third episode, and I was able to get a record deal with Chelsea Records, David Cassidy's label, and then I was able to get booked at state fairs, amusement parks all over the country, and I started creating a separate career singing, and it was all because of Singing to a Bulldog. It was my way up. So, Singing to a Bulldog is the title of the book.
Wow, that's great. And you talk about your mentor also, Willie Turner, in the book. Tell us a little about him and the lessons that he taught you that helped you throughout your career.
Well, the purpose of the book was forwarding Willie Turner to everyone who reads the book. I mean, they say it's a memoir, but it's actually paying Willie forward. In high school, I was not in a good place. I was insecure. I had a rough upbringing. I didn't know who I was, what I was about, no confidence. And I got a job as an assistant janitor while going to school at this department store. And Willie Turner, an African-American man, not well educated, a functioning alcoholic, but a prophet, was the head janitor and my boss. And he called the janitorial room the talk room. And there were 2 oil drum cans in there. And he was the first person I could remember that talked to me, not at me. And during my time there, because of Willie, he inspired me, he educated me, he helped me find me to the point where I became confident. I knew who I was, I knew where I was going, I knew what I wanted to do. All because of Willie Turner's life lessons in the talk room. So the book basically tells a lot of Forrest Gump stories. Literally getting kidnapped by the President of the United States' daughter in the White House, meeting Elvis Presley, actually in Monroe, Louisiana, in the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Of the Civic Center there. Oh, yeah, there's that story in there. But every story goes back to the talk room. There's always a bigger story to the story, and I try to bring the reader into the talk room to have that same experience with Willie that I had, and have that magical inspiration and insight for a better life. So, so it was just a wonderful opportunity to pay Willie forward, because he passed away when I was 19, so he never knew his effect on me. Well, maybe he does, but now at least it's out there, and everyone can have their experience in his talk room.
Right, that's awesome. In the world we live in today, man, there are so many distractions when on the road, and one that people may not think about as much is drowsy driving. Can you explain to us why this is so personal and important to you?
Well, first of all, drowsy driving, I mean, everyone talks about gun control and this and that, which is important, but drowsy driving, every day there's 250,000 drowsy drivers. There's more accidents and fatalities than medicated and drunk driving combined. Your kids are not coming home from college or school or whatever because they're dead or maimed or whatever because of either being a drowsy driver or being hit by a drowsy driver. This is catastrophic in this country, and it happened to me. Years and years ago, I was directing, and it was a hard day, and I fell asleep and almost killed myself on the way home. And my uncle, well, he's my second cousin, but I've called him uncle since birth, was Dr. Henry Heimlich, creator of the Heimlich maneuver. And he's a genius. He was a genius on how the body helps the body. And when I told him the problem, he explained to me that all I had to do was bite into lemons when I felt exhausted or tired, and how the sour lemon with the citric acid hits the lingual nerve on top of the tongue, and the automatic reflex reaction of the body, the natural reflex reaction of the body is adrenaline. Whoop, you're up, you're alert, nothing in your system, your own body waking the body, save your life. Never had the problem again. And then during the last couple of decades, I also went into the product business, creating problem-solving products. And I talked to Dr. Heimlich, and I had an idea. I said, what if we take, the right amount of citric acid, sour lemon water, put it in a spray drop, call it alert drops, and basically just spray it on top of your tongue, hit that lingual nerve. He said, absolutely do it. You'll save more lives in the Heimlich maneuver. It'll be stronger than a lemon. So that's what we did. We created alert drops. And if people go to alertdrops.com, they can read all about it. It's very old science. We just made a better scooter. They can read Dr. Heimlich's story. It's an all-natural product, but it's already saved so many lives.
That's awesome.
Alertdrops.com. And then if you don't, even if you don't want if you don't want to buy the drops, please, everybody, at least have cut up lemons in your car that you can bite into if you feel that tiredness coming on.
Oh, absolutely. That's great for college students and just to keep drivers awake. And as you said, for more information, guys, visit alertdrops.com. And lastly, Happy Days had 11 seasons, 255 episodes, one of the biggest hits in television history. When you first joined the show, did you ever imagine that it would have been so big?
No. I thought we had a good chance of being a hit for a while because the show was timely. American Graffiti was a big hit, and Grease on Broadway was a big hit. So I thought that it'll be hot for a couple of years. I had no idea of the long-term effect of Happy Days, but a lot of that had to do off the page. This incredible chemistry you can't create between the cast. Henry Winkler's unbelievable creation of Fonzie. Gary Marshall's incredible leadership. The contribution of so many people from so many areas that just improved the show. So there was a bigger purpose, I guess, for that show because the impossible became possible. But I really attribute that to Gary Marshall.
We have been talking with Anson Williams on 92.5 KVPI. You can pick up a copy of his book, his memoir, Singing to a Bulldog. It's a great read. Also, guys, 1 in 5 car accidents are caused by drowsy driving. Visit alertdrops.com to see how you can stay alert. Anson, it's been great talking with you this morning. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.